Okay, so earlier I asked if the trains were still running through East Palestine, Ohio as of tonight, and why that question wasn't asked at the press conference earlier tonight. And also I asked the question about the dispersion model on NOAA, and I asked the question about EPA's own dispersion models and why those aren't being released to the general public, especially those like me and others on the Northeast and the North and the South and the West, okay, of the ground zero site, because here near Boston, we are definitely feeling the effects of this. Well, I got both of those questions answered tonight. I did a little dig on my own, thanks to one of my viewers that commented that she did her own NOAA dispersion model. I finally got it to work for me. I'm going to post those pictures next, but I want you to listen to this other TikToker who was actually in East Palestine tonight, recording about how great the teachers at the school have been to go to the hotels and help these children out. And in the middle of his conversation and TikTok, you can hear the train in the background running through town. And then he's talking about how he can get the smell as soon as it runs by and the taste in his mouth, the metallic taste, which is evident that you're tasting and smelling the chemicals that are still there, that the EPA and the politicians in Ohio are saying are not there, that they're not finding in tests, and that they're lying through their damn teeth to the people of Ohio and to the world at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post this stuff. You guys make up your own minds about what's going on. I think all of us are on the same page as of right now, that the government and the EPA and all the agencies and all politicians that are talking to all the citizens are lying. They are not telling you the full story. They are not telling you the truth. And I'm so glad that we have social media because we can get the truth out to everyone. I'm posting it now. Let me know what you think.
You know, you never get used to when the trains come back. You never would think about them before, but you hear the horns go and your brain starts going too. But these teachers and staff, through this whole crisis, as soon as it goes through town here, about a mile and a half away from the derailment site, you get the smell again. And that metallic taste in your mouth. And I don't live here. I live outside the city limits, and I can't imagine how people feel that are directly affected when these trains go by.
Hey, okay, so you've gotten a chance to look at the video that gentleman was filming tonight in East Palestine, Ohio, right near the railroad, about a mile, he said, away, when the train was going by, as you heard it, he was starting to smell and taste that metallic taste in his mouth of the chemicals that are getting clearly kicked up into the air when this train is going by. My question is, how far are they getting kicked up? How far down the railroad are these trains carrying these chemicals? That is a major concern too. Hello, railroad transportation, federal, state, whatever the heck you are. Get on that. EPA, what are you telling your citizens in Ohio lies for? Okay, clearly the testing that you're doing, that you're saying is coming back fine, isn't accurate. If this guy is a mile away from the train in East Palestine tonight and can smell it and taste it in his mouth. Okay, so clearly the chemicals are still being kicked up in the air. You guys need to get on that too. And if you're talking about remediation, why on earth are you still allowing the train to run on that same track where you just had a major ground zero national disaster, environmental national disaster happen? That track needs to be off and you need to be remediating that entire area. Trains need to stop running through it. What is wrong with you? If someone as basic as me is saying this, maybe I should be running the EPA. Seriously? Come on. What is wrong with you? Okay. I'm going to put another video after this because I want to go over the NOAA.gov dispersion, and I want you to be able to do it yourselves. So I'll explain it as I do it to show you how I got the results I got that you just seen, and then you guys can go ahead and go online and do it yourselves. One thing I want to note is it does kind of give you a little note in here that it doesn't track chemicals, but the thing to note is that hydrogen chloride, which is hydrochloric acid, which is a byproduct of the vinyl chloride that was burned, it's a free molecule. It's unstable. So what happens is that will bind to any water molecules which means in the atmosphere, it's binding to anything that's H2O, okay? So that means that this dispersion model is showing H2O and oxygen and all those things that are normal in the atmosphere going. HCl binds to that, which is why all the way in Boston, where I'm at, we are near Boston, we are smelling and tasting and having issues directly as a result from this. And when you look at the dispersion models on day 2 after the burn, it's showing it came directly to us. So the whole Northeast has been affected. The whole South has been affected. The North, directly north from the site, has been affected, and a little west, according to these dispersion models. So I would be very concerned if you live in any of those areas. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a quick video post of that and attach it to this so that everything is all together, so you don't have to keep going to different videos on my page. Okay, as promised, this is the NOAA.gov. So you go to ready.noaa.gov. You can just put in like transport and dispersion modeling, high split dispersion model. It'll bring you to this page. So what you want to do is you want to get your little cursor here and go to right over here. So this is Pennsylvania, and then this is Ohio. So you want to click right here, which is kind of a general idea of where the site is, where the train thing happened. So then you go down here and you just make sure all these coordinates look right. I mean, you can actually plot the exact coordinate of East Palestine here if you can get those online. I haven't done it. I just kind of did a best guess as to where it is based on where I've seen it on the map. Then you press next. It'll take you to this screen. So when you get to this screen, you don't want the current 7 days. You want to go back. So it gives you the options for weeks here. So week 3, week 4 of January, week 5 of January, week 1 of February. We're interested in week 1 because that controlled burn was done on February 6th. So once you got that in there, you press next. Which brings you to this really awesome screen. Lots of information, lots of confusion, but the things to pay attention to, and it won't look like this when you go here. I had to literally put this in. So this is repeating information I already had in there. So this is all going to be mostly blank. This will say day 1. So when you go in, it should say something like this, like month February, year 23, day 1, hour should be 0. But basically, it's going to run on a 24-hour period because down here, I put 24. But right here, you want to enter this in here. You want to put the 6th of February, so it's 02 for the month, 06 for the day, 23 for the year, hour 12, which is 12 p.m. It runs on military time, so if you notice, it goes all the way down to 24 hours. We'll go back up to 12, 0 minutes. Keeping the latitude, longitude, 7,000 meters is what I entered in originally, but you can change that to whatever you want. Remember, it's 3 feet per meter, so if you want to do like 15,000 feet, or if you want to do 20,000 feet or 30,000 feet, which would be the equivalent of where airplanes are, and 30,000 feet or more, you can change these numbers. So we'll just keep it, actually, you know what, just to humor everybody, I'll put it at 10,000 meters, and that's basically the release top. So that's as high as I'm saying is getting. So 10,000 meters is 30,000 feet. Release bottom is going to be at 0. We're going to do a release quantity of 1 mass. So that's pretty decent, but you can go in there and you can change that however you want. 1 mass is basically all we need. 24 hours. So basically it's going to run the clock from the 6th of February to the 7th of February, and it's going to end at 12 noon on the 7th of February because that's going to be 24-hour period. And you can go in and change that each time. So we want it to say forward up here, not backward. We want to move forward in time, so keep it at forward. Same down here, we want to keep this at 24-hour periods, total duration 24. Here, it automatically changes the top average layer to 10,000 meters. You want to compute center of mass trajectory, yes. And you want it to be Google Earth. And then all of this, I didn't touch any of this stuff. I just left it as is. I don't really understand some of it, but it got me the results. So now you're going to press request dispersion run. And this takes a little while. So this took me about 2 to 3 minutes for this to actually run. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to reload the page. It will automatically reload for you. And these are the numbers that it's the percentage showing it's complete of its run. It will eventually say 100%, and then it will actually generate a graph model for you, which is what you saw in those pictures earlier, showing you where the dispersion has gone and, based on the numbers that you plugged in.